choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back.
Choke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. Tonight we got a special presentation, the season opener for CSRL, but it's not the GT3 series. It's their Tuesday, M2's days. It's the BMW M2's out here tonight, ready to put on a show. If you can see them, it is a thick layer of fog. We're here at Okayama International Circuit, and this thing is just, it's tough to see. I mean, you're looking from the blimp right there, you can barely see the track. Even from the cars, I mean, you can see a little bit better down there. Maybe you're just, a little bit below the fog when you're inside the car, but it is not going to be easy to see out there. But I'm sure these drivers will make their way around there one way or another. Carl, we're joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, we've broadcasted many different ones here. We've been, in GTs, we've been in LMP2s, we've even done a little GT4 action. But the BMW M2s is a little bit different animal. It's kind of, where would you put it? Would you put it kind of in between the GT4s and maybe the TCs?
It's, I think, right around the lines of the Mazda, just a different beast. Obviously maybe a little more power. I think they're very, very close, to be honest, Carl. But this car has a lot of weight transfer, and you can't adjust brake bias or nothing like that. So it's all about throttle control, braking, and just hitting your marks. If you're looking for a car to really kind of teach you how to enter into a corner and exit out of a corner, this one might be it for you. But right now there is going to be 8 cars on the field here tonight, so a new series. So if you're looking to getting into this thing, you can really get a hold of CSRL and apply and get this thing running, because again, this is just a set of cars that puts on a great show and a great race. They're a little bit slower and they're really close racing. Matter of fact, I was out there and I wasn't too far off the pace for a lot of these the top 3 drivers, so I felt pretty good considering I have a very, very limited time in this car. But the lineup here for the first little heat race before they reversed the order is going to be Bryce Reiner out front there on the pole with Frank Pisano in second, Craig Jancic in third, Aaron Dilemma in fourth, Bill Burrell there in fifth, Glenn Lawson in sixth, Jim Dutton makes his way out there in seventh, and Sheldon Pearson there in P number 8. So 8 cars are getting ready to take the field. As I said, going to be a standing start. Matter of fact, and they're on a roll right now. Yeah,
already heading down into turn number 1, and it's kind of funny. We're so used to seeing the GT3s with different styles of cars, different manufacturers, different sounding engines. Here it's all the same thing. It is one set of cars out here, just the BMW M2s. Bryce Reiner out there into an early lead here, and like I said, the format here is a little bit different. It's not just a straight race like the Wednesday night GT3s. This is going to be 2 races here tonight. It's a 15-minute kind of quote-unquote heat race number 1, and then race number 2 is going to be a 25-minute feature race, where typically on a typical night they invert the top 10. Here less than 10 here tonight, so basically the entire field will be inverted here tonight. But yeah, again, if you're looking to get into a series, I mean, these kind of cars can put on a really great race. I mean, typically you don't see cars check out as easily unless you get some guys really battling, and maybe the leader can step out a little bit. But they're kind of car that from what the limited experience I have in these, they draft decent enough that you're not really going to fall off the pace too much unless it's a twisty turny kind of track. But here at Okayama, you got plenty of straights. You see the track map. It's really a lot of straightaway hairpin, straightaway right hand turn. There's not too much kind of funkiness to Okayama. Even the little S turn there after turn number 2 isn't really anything you need to worry about. You're taking at full speed. Even in GT3 cars, you're taking that thing at full speed. So a fun kind of starter little track here with a starter type of car.
Definitely a fun starter car for a lot of people, and I think this was something that the fans kind of wanted out there, obviously being BMW fans. So, but like I said, they're a lot of fun. Not my favorite car, but by all means, there's a lot of learning that you can do with something like this.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about you getting out there and testing it a little bit. I didn't, unfortunately, get a chance to get in here and test the track out here tonight. See how the fog and the layer of fog out here is affecting the car's handling and everything. But you talk about the pace. I mean, obviously, we can mention that we went out there and took down the Sebring 12-hour and the LMP2 this past weekend and got ourselves the 12-hour win. But really, the more important win, the more impressive win is what we did to these boys here at CSRL in the off-season, taking it to them in their little practice off-season race here. They asked us to come out of the booth, they asked us to join in, and well, Jimmy, we didn't disappoint. We went 1-2 in the GT3, so let's just go ahead and put that out there right now. That's why they don't invite us out there for the season. They'd rather have us in the booth. So,
put those guys in the booth permanently. We don't want them on the track.
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks.
No, but you can see right now, obviously the top three, Bryce Rayner out there with a nice little bit of a lead, but Frank Pisano and Craig Jancic are trying to battle back, trying to catch back up. And it's one of those tracks, obviously you want to get around your competitors, but depending on the amount of time left in the race, you kind of want to maybe work together and maybe push each other to catch up to that guy in front. So, but that's your top four. Running away just a little bit, and then I see just in the back there, I think that was Bill Burrell off track just a little bit there, but having a little bit of trouble. And like I said, it takes a lot of finesse with these cars, so if you don't have much time in there, it definitely can lead to some issues around some of these corners. And you're maybe like myself, I'm used to driving the LMP2, so flying around some of these tracks and then go to turn the wheel and the car's like and you'll just plow off, or you let off and you apply too much brakes, the rear end comes around on you really quickly. So it's actually really difficult to keep swapping back from car to car, and you learn a lot, and your overall knowledge of how the cars handle is extremely great. Like we talked about a little bit during the 12-hour, and how why is such car taking that move, and why wouldn't they wait, and things like that. And we talked about the benefit of just going out and testing the other classes to kind of have an idea where that car might need to drive in order to make it around that corner. I know the faster car is supposed to work around the slower car and make a safe pass and do what they need to do to keep things going. But understanding that the GT3 might start on the outside to get into the apex, because he doesn't have that handling and needs all that apex. So if you set them up where you go the same way, but as a higher downforce car, when you come off the turn, you could be in the inside and exit and not even affect their line at all. But it's just knowing how each car acts per corner. And it's a lot of knowledge to take in as the drivers. But it looks like, how much time we got left here? I got to put up the session state here, show, as we have, actually, I think we are we at the end? No.
Yeah, we got, looks like there we go. Yeah, we're about a third of the way through this first race here. Bryce Rayner leads now by 1.5 seconds, so he is stepping out just a little bit there in front over Frank Pisano, Craig Jancic there in third. And maybe we finally found a little bit of a kryptonite there for that 88, and Jancic finally has a car that he still needs to figure out. Stuck back there behind Pisano right now in the third place. Well, maybe I just had to talk about him as he makes the pass there to get into second place. Ren DeLima, Glenn Lawson, Pearson and Burrell making up the 7 cars out there in the field. Looks like Jim Dutton is maybe just sitting this one out here. Maybe we'll see him in that second race. Maybe he's just on purpose dropping this first race and trying to get the pole for that second one. Not sure if they get a point for getting the pole in the second one, but if it is, it's a dirty way of doing it there, Jim. I'm just going to throw that out there.
8 points of points.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Craig Jancic goes for a ride. Or is it? No, that's Frank Pisano, excuse me. That's going to allow Craig Jancic to get on by. So obviously some of the top drivers here at CSRL having issues with this car. Like I said, it can be a handful when you're trying to race this thing at the limits.
Yeah, it definitely seems it's got a little bit of MX-5 in there, like you mentioned. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit more boxy, so I feel like I can see where you would get the the pushiness into the corners, but it's got enough power to to put down there and to to kind of get a move on when you're coming out of the corners, and I think that's where we're seeing some of these guys slip up just a little bit, just trying to get that power down coming out there, and it's not fully getting the grip, and it could very well be the the weather factor here. I mean, obviously we had that much fog to start out with. It seems like it's maybe lifting here a little bit. Maybe as the sun starts to rise over here, it seems like it's maybe knock on wood coming up there a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, right now the track temperature 73 degrees is certainly one that's going to be a little slippery here. I mean, as a driver, you want a nice cool track to to really help those tires grip, but it can get to a point where it's just too cold and it goes the exact opposite way, and it's hard to heat up those tires to get that grip that you need.
Yeah, I mean, the car seemed to come to life, after about 2 laps. They were running right around, like when you first got out there, you would run, in the 141s, and, as the tank decided to disappear and go away as far as fuel goes, and those tires heated up, it definitely really started to put some pretty decent laps in here. Obviously getting around here right now at a 139.5 here at race pace. I'm not quite sure what the practice session times were. I think they're extremely close to that, but get a little bit of drafting going on here, obviously, and that'll help speed you up if you're behind for that lap. So never know who's going to sneak away here with the fastest lap of the race, but right now that would belong to Bryce with a 139.62, and then Frank Pisano with a 139.63.
Yeah, the Ford Pisano definitely seems like he's got some pace in these cars. I mean, you've seen him have that little slip up in the final sector of the lap a couple laps ago, but he's right back on the tail of Jancic trying to fight for second place. DeLima not too far behind as well, and he's trying to just hang on to these front guys here as Reiner has now checked out to about a 3.8 second lead. Seems like he's got a handle here in the 24 and doing very well out front. And then back there in 5th place, Brennan DeLima Glenn Lawson just kind of running his own race about a second up on Pearson. In 6th place was just again also trying to hang on, driving a little bit deep there into the hairpin. And then Bill Burrell maybe just having some issues, kind of testing out this newer car. This is their 2nd season of running the M2 here on Tuesday nights, which they call it their M2's days. Last season, just lost where it was now, but last season they had some good car counts. They'd love to see it out there again. So again, if you're looking to get in there and try and mix it up with these guys, they're certainly looking for some guys out there where they have talent, where they would just want to get out here for to have some fun. It's a lot of good guys out here, and a lot of the guys that run in here, in fact, I think all of them except for I'm not sure if Pearson is new altogether or if he just prefers these M2s, but all these other guys run in the GT3 series that I'm sure you've heard and seen the names before plenty, and all good guys and all willing to help out. So if you need a starter car to kind of get your feet wet into racing, this is a good one to join here and a good series to get involved in as well.
You see Jim finally made it out of the pit box here. Definitely got to make sure he gets that pole for the next race. 3 laps down, I think we'll do it, but I see Uber on the side of that car, so where's my ride?
Absolutely. Last season we had the champion was Colin Winslow, not in attendance here tonight, unfortunately, but certainly he was happy to get out there and get something over Craig Jancic. I'm not sure how much Craig was actually available to run in the Tuesday night series, but maybe it helped out a little bit. I mean, it was a bit of a rougher year for Colin last year. Didn't really see him as much up there, but it could be that little bit that helps him kind of get back into the mix of things, as we're going to be starting back up here with the Wednesday nights for CSRL in the GT3 series. So if that's something you're looking to get into as well, tomorrow night is the first race of the season. We're going to be at the Watkins Glen International Raceway up there in the Finger Lakes region of New York, and that is it's a beautiful track. I mean, it's hosted pretty much anything you could think of. It's had GT races, it's had Formula One races, it's had IndyCar races, it obviously has NASCAR races, and it's going to have CSRL there for the season opener tomorrow night, and maybe bring an umbrella just in case. 30% chance of rain out there for tomorrow night, so make sure you tune in for that one, as we're looking forward to kicking off yet another season with these boys here at CSRL, the Casual Sim Racers League.
Yeah, I mean, they always put on a great race, and we joked around. Obviously, we didn't share that maybe the field was a little bit lighter than normal, but in order to take them to positions there in the GT3s at Virginia, so not my favorite track by no means, but it did have a lot of fun. These guys are a lot of fun to hang out with. Not only they're great competitors, but just great company, and just always, if you're looking to share experiences with racing and whatnot, it's definitely a great league to join. So now a lot of people, that's kind of like their outlet, get off of work and you want to go hang out with some buddies doing a hobby that you enjoy, maybe CSRL is the right fit for you. So they do race them GT3s on Wednesdays. They got these M2's on Tuesdays. I'm sure they do have fun races here and there, and they try to keep their community going strong, and hopefully, bring in more people. I mean, that's the thing that you want to have. I mean, a lot of leagues, they'll start off strong, and then all of a sudden they just they peter out, and then obviously, like I've been with Core for, which seems forever now, but you've seen so many faces kind of come and go, and in waves, so you do see the influx of a lot of people, and people leave, but that's just what, life of owning a league and running a league and keeping things going, is to just bring in the new drivers, bring in new faces, and hopefully you get a good core of people to stick around and help you out. So, but that's what they have here right now. Right now they're at, they got about 1 minute remaining, so about one more lap. We'll go here with Bryce here as he is on the back stretch, and not white flag status. They should have white flag status at this time by. As they work their way around.
I think they just missed it that last time by. It was just a little bit early for them to get the white flag. So Reiner should be taking the white flag this time by. But yet, Jimmy, I noticed. I mean, we mentioned them, about the car count tonight. But one thing I did notice is they didn't ask us to just cancel the broadcast and hop in there. I think we showed them enough at VAR. Like I mentioned, they just say, you know what, we'd rather is either you broadcast or just kick rocks. They didn't ask us to join the race at all. So they'd rather race with 8 than race with 10, and have us out there as a threat once again. Well, either way, there's been no threat to Bryce Reiner in this one, and actually the white flag was out. Did not see Barney out there, and I think the white flag just kind of blended in with that fog out there. But Bryce Reiner going to take the checker flag. You see Barney right there. Checkered flag for Reiner here in race number 1. Frank Pisano does get by Jancic on the final lap there to take second place. Jancic in third. DeLima in fourth. Lawson is going to hold off. Pearson coming to the line. And it looks like Pearson almost got a run on him, but yeah, Lawson is going to hold him off. Pearson in 6th. Burrell in 7th. And then Jim Dutton, maybe he's on, just fuel conservation mode. Maybe he's on a budget right now. he's trying to save some tires and some fuel.
Some fuel.
These are a cheaper series to get into. So, maybe he doesn't have the money to run 2 full races. I get it. But, hey, Jimmy, we got some sunshine for race number 2.
Yeah, I think the sunshine finally came through, lifted all that fog. We're going to fast forward time just a little bit, but... like we said, we're going to go ahead and reverse that order here for the second race. So starting grid here for the feature will be Jim Dutton out front, then Bill Burrell, Sheldon Pearson, Glenn Lawson, Rena DeLima, Craig Jancic, Frank Pisano, and Bryce Reiner. So, Bryce was starting to run away there towards the end. Can he make it through the field? These cars are a little bit slower. It does take a little bit to pass. You have to set up the car. You can't, if you overdrive it, you're going to find yourself off in that grass or off on a wall. So it's going to be a challenge for these drivers. I do like when the leagues invert to make the drivers with a little bit of talent have to work their way up to the front and give the chance for the drivers that typically hang in the back a chance to maybe defend and see if they can hold off. But we're gonna go under green immediately here, and it's gonna be Jim Dutton and Bill Burrell off down in the turn number 1.
Yeah, Bill Burrell getting a good start there and almost gets to the inside of Dutton there in turn number 1, but Dutton is able to hold him off. You see in the back right there, Reiner just kind of hanging in that place. Jancic already picking up a spot over Renan de Lima, but everybody kind of falling in line right now. And I think this is a race where we'll start to see the pack kind of hanging together a little bit more. Now everybody's got a race under their belts. Granted, it's only 15 minutes, but now like you said, you invert the entire field. So the quote-unquote slow car is out front, the fast car is in the back, and all the way through the field you mix it up like that. But we got one already spun around, and speaking of the fast car, well, he fastly spins that thing around right here. The 24 of Reiner trying to get the power down out of the hairpin, and not happening for him. So he's going to have an even bigger hill to climb here. No. And we got another one just as we rejoin here. Sheldon Pearson, the double left-hander, ends up hooking it into the inside wall. He tows it back to the pits. You see big damage there on the front. So that could be the end of the night there for the 8. So Reiner's going to get a free position. There's one less car he's going to pass, but out front, the Uber machine, I mean, he's got to pay for that car one way or another. So like I said,
he wants to come up and talk to us.
For the first one, so.
He wants to come up to the booth, Carl, and he's trying to run away here tonight at Okayama. So definitely trying to run there. Probably maybe sandbagging him just a little bit for that first one. Maybe, obviously we know Jim's a busy person and he likes to get out here as much as possible, and maybe just was able to get home. Maybe he had his wife log in for him and at least get his car in order to be on track and just take that, I don't know, what do you call that, a provisional pole car without running the first heat race?
Yeah, sandbagging pole, yeah. And
sandbagging pole.
You never know. I mean, the way that car's checking out, maybe it's Jim Dunn's wife in the car right now. I mean,
maybe
it's driving pretty well out there up front. Listen, we've seen our fair shares over our time in CRN. Wives being faster than husbands. So I mean, I can name 2 or 3 off the top of my head that definitely run faster than their husbands, and we've even seen kids running faster than their dads at times as well. So I don't put it past anybody, and it's fun when you kind of get the whole family involved, just to kind of pick apart and see their times. I know every once in a while when I have a little get together over at the house, whether it's friends, family, anything like that, and if I have the rig on, I'll let them hop on for a little bit. Just I'll lay down a kind of a pace lap, like here you go, here's what you can run, and then just sit back and laugh and watch what they try to run. Especially you get them out there on a dirt oval, it's a blast for me, not for them so much, but these drivers out here doing a good job right now. Jim Dutton out to a 2.5 second lead right now. Craig Jancic has moved himself into second, looking to try and hunt down that 83. Bill Burrell still hanging on to third. Lawson in fourth. Big old wiggle though from Jancic coming out of the final corner. Definitely going to lose some time down the front stretch to Burrell. Pisano finishing up the top 5. Then you got De Lima and Bryce Reiner trying to catch back up to this field.
Yeah, Bryce has a huge mountain to climb. It's obviously you can see Bryce looking there at the back of the pack there of Sheldon Pearson. So Sheldon, obviously had to go in, get that car fixed, and finds himself trying to in the same boat as Bryce, just a little bit farther back. But you want to get out there and you want to get your time in the car, maybe get the feel back for it if you ran these cars last season. But right now that is going to be Jim Dutton, but he is going to have his hands here full very shortly here. They are catching them slowly, and that 2 second interval is starting to decline. But Jancic has made it through the field. He's up 4 spots. Frank Pisano is on Bill Burrell's heels. Bill trying to do his best to hang on there, as he's currently in P number 3 over Glenn Lawson there in P number. Frank Pisano's in 4th. Glenn Lawson's in 5th. And then De Lima back there in 6th, and Reiner in 7th.
I'm not sure how good I'm coming through here, Jimmy. My system seems to be having some issues right now with packet loss. So.
Oh, you're sounding good to me.
Yeah,
anyways.
really having some issues on my side. Yep, and actually, it looks like it just kicked me out.
Oh well.
So
we will go ahead.
I'll let you take over for a second, and I'll try and hop back in here real quick. So I guess it's a good thing I wasn't out there on track.
Yeah, I mean, you would have had them problems, but definitely things that you go through, with iRacing. Obviously, the new packet loss, kicking people off, and definitely sometimes it's not easy. Try to help you
That's
out
kind of
here.
crazy. That's the first time that it's happened to me in quite some time. I didn't see the overlay, and I hopped on YouTube to see if it was on there, and I didn't see the overlay on there as well. So not sure if you just had it turned off, or if there was an issue with the overlay as well, and then all of a sudden the packet loss issues came into play. But yeah, taking a look here, looks like everything is maybe settled down just a little bit here for the drivers. Jim Dutton out there in the lead. Again, Bryce Reiner still looking to catch up to the back of this pack. But we got a heck of a battle here between Pisano, DeLima, Burrell, Lawson, all right there under a blanket for third through sixth place right now, and a bit of an off track there. Trying to hold on to the outside is a 21 of Burrell, and that's definitely the outside right there, and a big shunt into the side of Lawson. And I think, really not much either driver could do there. I think Burrell just got a little bit too wide out in that dirty stuff out there, and it sent him straight across the track into Lawson, who I'm sure, triple screens or not, VR or not, you're probably not going to see him shooting across like a dart like that.
No, that's a tough one there for Glenn. Obviously, you got to take some damage. See, there's the no tire movement on that front left tire. It's going to bring it down into the pits. But that's probably going to, obviously, I know they have fast repairs, so they'll be able to get back out on track, but it's going to set them back some time. But that's going to allow Bryce to get by. And then obviously Bill's going to need to work his way in as well. But Jim Dutton still out front. Carl still has over a second here over Craig Jancic, and Frank Pisano back there just a little bit farther. DeLima is back there in fourth. Bryce Reiner up to fifth now. So coming up through the field, but had his moments here early on, and he's waiting for the others to make a mistake. But we've seen, I think, all the drivers make a mistake so far, whether it's a wiggle coming out of a corner or, into the grass, spinning around, whatever it may be. But the person that hasn't made many mistakes as of yet, maybe just running just a little bit slower, is Jim Dutton.
Yeah, still has the lead, but the lead is starting to shrink here a little bit as Jancic's starting to reel him in. Just dipping under 1 second right now in front, but not too far behind is Frank Pisano once again. Pisano again just seems like he's got a fast number 4 out here. Not sure if it's a feel for the car, feel for the track, maybe both out here, but looking pretty good right now. And can't really miss him in that Buffalo Trace at number 4 bright yellow car out there, trying to catch back up to Jancic, just like he did in that first race, and made a late pass. And he's got some extra time to do it here. Again, this is a 25-minute race for race number 2. Not even at 10 minutes in for this one. Not sure if these drivers will need to take fuel on the second race. I know they were plenty good to go on the first one, the 15-minute race, but the 25-minute one, there may be a fuel stop and a fuel strategy involved in this one, as looks like finally back into iRacing here. So I get to actually join you live once again.
You always like to have a backup, obviously. The machine seems to be doing good today on my end for some reason. I haven't had any issues, and obviously this track's been around a little while. One of the, I think it's a free track if I'm not mistaken.
It is. Yeah, it's one of the
and they run the MX-5s here, and I've had a few races here. Not a lot though. I didn't stick with the MX-5s very long as I worked my way through the licenses, but as soon as I can get my hands on a GT3, and that was the Ferrari GT3 series, that's kind of where I stuck, and I just run a lot of the GT3s, but fell in love with the LMP2. It's just, to me, it's one of the better cars on iRacing that allows me to drive the way that I feel comfortable, and obviously still a lot of learning, and I think I've come quite a ways here in the past 4 or 5 years, but definitely a ton of fun. But Craig Jancic on the back bumper of Jim Dutton, as we'll switch around here and take a look back on the number 88 from the 83 and see how much he has to set up the corner and get that draft and then be able to put that car in a position to get around Jim safely. That's the I guess the hardest part, because the racing here is so close, Carl. It's it takes a little bit more to get around. You need somebody to slip up, or you need to get that run off a corner to make that pass complete.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's trying to get the run. Either you need to make a dive into a corner, or you need to get a really good run out of a corner, and sometimes you just straight up need both to get an actual pass done. I mean, you see Craig seems like he's faster than Dutton right now, but just cannot get a good enough run coming out of the corner. Looks like he's tucked up here, maybe a long enough backstretch here to be able to get the draft and get a run and maybe shoot to the inside. But you see Dutton already trying to drift over, maybe trying to protect that inside line, make Craig go around the outside, which is what he's going to do. But it's hard to break when you're on that green stuff out there. But it looks like maybe that little bit of wiggle helped him rotate through the corner, but he goes a bit wide. He's going to have to tuck back in once again. One little mistake like that cost him a chance of taking the lead, possibly around the outside, because it's a long way around that outside there in the hairpin. But if you can just hold even just a little bit of a nose to the inside, or should I say to the side of the car, you have the inside for those next two double left-handers, and you could possibly get that passed on at that point. But all for naught. You touch that grass a little bit under braking. It's not fun to touch that grass at any time. It is slick. It doesn't matter if it's raining or not. But dry conditions out here tonight. At least they don't have to worry about that. The fog is lifted. We had a beautiful day for racing out here, and we're almost halfway done with this second race.
Yeah, the races obviously go by in a flash, and it's always fun when they do go by. There's a lot of close racing here at just with a few drivers that we have. Making things here interesting. Especially inverting the field made it interesting for some of these faster drivers to try to come up through the field. And as you can see, Jim wasn't able to partake in the full heat race, but fending off Craig Jancic right now. So he just running his line, just doing his thing, a little bit slower than Craig, but making Craig work. As you can see, Craig constantly trying to get the power down, and that gives the benefit and the advantage back to the 83 of Jim Dutton. As this time here, going to get another run down the outside. We'll see if he can hold it together this time here. As last time, this is where he kind of lost it. Wasn't able to get any over-under crossover, anything going, but just keeping it tight, trying to make Jim make the mistake here as they work their way around. This is a Revolver and Piper corner. Now they're heading down to Red Band here, which is, and then that after they go through Red Band, they'll go up to the ninth corner here, up at the top of the hill. It's called Hobbs. Then down after they get through Hobbs, a little short shoot. And a right-hand turn. It reminds me of the Red Bull Ring, this corner here. Not Red Bull. Yeah, the Red Bull Ring. Yeah, and that's Mike Knight corner. And then the last corner. That's what they call it.
Aptly named, yes.
Happily named. And they worked their way down the front stretch into what's called first corner. I mean, you can't name corners any better than that.
You start strong, you finish strong. I like it. Well, I think Jancic's going to have to figure out something here pretty soon, as one, the race is again halfway over, but also take a look at that car in fifth, as it's one way to cool off the tires right there, going way wide. But sorry, it's actually already changed. In fourth now is Reiner, already making the move and getting past Alima. He's trying to get to the front. Now he's got a 4.7 second gap that he's got to make up, and it's going to get even bigger if he goes that wide. But it looks like he controlled it, and maybe get a good run down the backstretch and hold on to fourth place for now. But going to be a drag race down the backstretch, and it looks like Delima is going to pull in the line, and already Reiner blocking off that inside. But he's still got a chance at this thing, especially if Dutton can hold up Jancic and even Pisano. Pisano is not too far behind right now, and I feel like it's just a matter of time till that 4 gets up there, and it's a three-way battle for the lead.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it to Jim, though. You know, obviously he didn't get the chance to run the full heat race and to hold off Craig Jancic. You know, obviously we've seen Craig in the GT3 cars and run away with a bunch of races at times. So to hold him back there, you know, I'm sure Jim's sweating here, working hard with that number 83, trying to make sure he gets paid, and whoever's in that car, maybe tell him to drive a little bit faster.
Well, I mean, I've seen drivers be slow before, but 3 laps down in a 15-minute race, that's pretty slow. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Jim, but he's figured something out. Maybe he talked to mechanics in the 2 minutes in between the races here and figured something out. And maybe it's that you push your pedal all the way down when you're on those straightaways. Either way, he's found a little bit of speed here in this second race. And it's enough to hold off Jancic for now. Bit of a bobble through that final sector, but he was able to hold him off down the front stretch, able to hold him off down into the hairpin one more time. And again, I feel like Pisano's just maybe back there, maybe managing a little bit here, keeping those tires cool, watching these guys do battle as Jancic is looking for every which way to get around. Reiner able to cut into that lead just a little bit that last lap. He was down there in the 39s. Where the leaders were up there in the 140s. As Jancic going to look to the outside again.
Oh, he might have
and,
it.
Goes a bit deep there, but does he have the inside line for the double left-handers? He does not.
Oh, there's a mistake.
He might for the second one as Dutton gets into the dirt, and it's going to allow the 88 to go by, both of them dancing, and guess who comes a knocking? Here comes Pisano. Going to try and take a position maybe into the left-hander. Not going to happen. Pisano's going to hold position here, but 1, 2, 3 under a blanket.
Yeah, a little mistake there by Jim Dutton that allowed to open the door for Craig, and he took advantage when he could. Probably not the perfect at the best of spots. But, you know, when the door comes open, you kind of try to step right through it in order to make your way around. That's going to open the door for Craig. As you know, he was a little bit faster and then Jim, but we'll see if Jim can use that draft to stay with Craig and maintain his P number 2, as he's definitely got some a lot of pressure there from the number 4, looking to take away P number 2 from him.
That was about a second and a half gained for Reiner on that lap. So again, not quite over with just yet. He's definitely seen him a little bit bigger in the windshield right now. 3.6 seconds back from first place. He's got about maybe 3 seconds to make up before he's, you know, just about in touch with the draft and behind these top 3 cars. And he's hoping that the battling is not done just yet. And I don't think it is. I mean, 0.3 of a second separating first and second, another 0.3 separating second and third. And obviously we've seen Pisano and Jancic go at it in the first race. Well, now they got Dutton as the meat in the sandwich here, and Dutton had enough speed to hang up there this whole race. I don't think he's quite done just yet.
I don't think he's done. Like I said, he made a mistake. He got a little bit of pressure, and you know, I know Jim says he wants to get more time back into the cars, and you know, maybe just a little rusty. You know, it takes a lot of like patience when you got somebody that's fast behind you and wants to get around but can't. So they're always riding your bumper, maybe stealing your air. Maybe, you know, you caught you looking up in the mirror, so you missed your mark, you run wide, whatever it may be. So the intimidation factor is there. I mean, it happens to the best of us, and you can really get distracted by somebody that's dancing around on your back bumper as you're trying to finagle these cars. Like I said, if you get a chance to get out there, you'll realize how much these cars dance and bobble around, and how hard or how easy it is to spin them around, how easy it is to overbrake, how easy it is to you know, really kind of put too much throttle and that rear end comes around. You know, you see a lot of these drivers trying to make up ground, and you've seen Bryce will go back here, and as he's got that separation down here by a lot, as he can look out his front window and comfortably see his competitors are in front of him now, and so you know that he's put himself in a pickle with that first lap spin around there, right there coming out of Atwood Curve. So, but working his way up through the field now, trying to catch up to that front pack. But Craig, Jim, and Frank Pisano are 1, 2, 3. As we'll go back up, as Jim looking maybe to get that back off of Craig Jancic. So yeah, don't count Jim out on this one here. Like I said, these cars are very well either equal. There's nothing different. They're all running the same car. They're not nobody's in a different car. But Craig Jancic makes it.
Jancic. You seen him right there. He gets off the track. It allows Dutton to get by, Pisano to get by, and Reiner to get by. Reiner gained another half a second on the last lap. He's going to gain some more here, but he's seen just a little bit too hot in that corner. Maybe it was a little mirror driving as he had a bit of a mistake coming out of the double left-hander, but gets in just a little bit too hot, a little bit too early to that apex, and right around gets it back going pretty quickly. So still, within range if they start mixing it up at the front. But right now it is Dutton back to the lead, Pisano in second. Reiner again chops off another half a second off of that lead. He's within range, but he's at the point where he's going to have to hope that these guys start mixing up. Probably about maybe 2-3 laps left in this race. He's going to have to keep chopping a half a second or more off each time, but doing what he can right now, trying to make up for the mistake early. The mistake late here for Jancic is possibly going to cost him a podium.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's not very often you see Craig make a mistake, but I mean, that's just a good example how finicky these cars can be. And I just seen Bryce blink out, so where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's back. I thought maybe we lost Bryce due to some network issues, but
that's why he's going so fast right there.
He's just going so fast.
He's teleporting.
Ludicrous speed. He's teleporting.
Yeah, he just went flat. There we go. All right. Well, he is back, and he's still chipping away little by little, but I don't think it's as much this lap here, so he's going to have to try and figure out something for what should be 2 laps to go this time by. Shouldn't see the white flag just yet. Still got about 3 minutes left once they hit the line here. So no white flag just yet. Should be 2 to go here at the line. Dutton back in the lead. Pisano, Reiner, Jancic, and DeLima for the top 5. Then you got Burrell, Lawson getting back out there on the track and getting their repairs done. So good to see both DeLima and Burrell and Lawson back out there, and it looks like Pearson back out there on the track as well after towing it back, having the issue in the double left-hander. But right now it is Dutton by a half a second, and again a little bit of time gained there, but only 0.2 of a second as Dutton cracks into the 139s there and actually runs his fastest lap of the race with 139.97. But Reiner is still within range. It's down to 1.5 seconds in between him and leader Dutton right now, about a second behind Pisano. So this could get very, very interesting on this final lap. I think Jancic is just a little bit too far back coming down the backstretch here, but certainly the 24 is looking a little bit bigger in the mirror of the 4.
Yeah, just a little bit bigger as they work their way through the hairpin down through Revolver, and now you should see them coming out there making that left-hand turn out of turn number 7, or known as Piper. And here we're looking in Redman corner here as they got to go around here, and they're going to work their way up and around up into Hobbs, and then they will work down there towards the last corner, and we'll get a shot there as they come down the hill. But right now going through Mike Knight corner, and then now down the last corner. So here they go. But yeah, Jim Dutton definitely looking for possibly a win here as he comes across, and they might have to go 2 laps. I'm seeing a flag being waved, white flag in the air by Barney. So Jim needs to hold on for just one more lap. He's been doing a fantastic job holding things together, trying to hold off the drivers. Craig Jancic was able to get by, but not able to maintain it as he made a mistake. Bryce Reiner made a mistake early, put him behind, finds himself in P number 3. So been an interesting one here, Carl. A short 25-minute race, our feature here by these drivers, putting on some great racing, and it's good to see them battling here. And what would even be better would be just maybe another 10 drivers out on track. So if you're out there, you're with CSRL, join the M2 series if you're free on Tuesday nights. And if you're looking for a race to get involved in, you can see how well they compete. So definitely some great driving by these drivers as we work our way around the track for the final time.
Yeah, realistically, one more attempt at a pass coming down here. This is probably one of the last passing opportunities, and just everybody close enough. Reiner's gained all that time back. He's right there on the bumper of Pisano, but I think it's just going to be a little bit too late for him to make any kind of moves unless Pisano makes a mistake. Right behind that yellow Buffalo Trace number 4, but going to have to tiptoe through the final sector here in the last corner. Thought about it for a second, but it's going to be Jim Dutton going from last to first, finished 3 laps down in a 15-minute race, and he's the fastest on the track in the 25-minute race. So this thing is certainly going to come down to the officials here. I think they're going to have to check the weight of that car, make sure everything is kosher. He's going to have to pass tech after this race.
We'll have to make sure the right driver's behind the wheel.
Well, exactly. We'll have to check check a lot of things out after this one. But Dutton getting the win here in the second race tonight. Pisano right there in second place. Another good run for the 4. Reiner comes home in third. A good bounce back after the early mistake. Jancic in fourth. DeLima rounds out the top 5. Then you got Burrell, Lawson, and Pearson rounding out your 8-car field here tonight for the second race. But yeah, this is a fun, quick little one-off for us here, and gives us something to do here. Obviously, the Core Xfinity series that we typically cover on Tuesday nights, that'll be starting up here in about a half hour. They are off this week before they head to, I believe it's is it Michigan or it's Michigan coming up next week. So obviously me and you are already looking forward to that, but no racing here tonight on the oval side, so we get a little bit of road action here for you guys out there in Sierra Nation.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank everybody that stopped by, of course. And I believe the series sponsor for this series here is the 40 Racewear. And I do know that Martin PCs is part of CSRL as well. So obviously I had them up there as because I just know they're part of CSRL. So not 100% sure, but I know they deal with the SimCraft as well. So, but just a shout to, if they're still the 3 sponsors, because I know they're their main sponsors for the league. Just a shout out for them for the support that they give the league in order to put on these races out there and everything that they provide to the people out there. But running down here, we'll go just show you the results here for the final race here, as they should be popping up here momentarily. Yep, there they are. And it's going to be Jim Dutton out front with the win here for the finale over Frank Pisano, Bryce Reiner, Craig Jancic, DeLima, Bill Burrell, Glenn Lawson, and Sheldon Pearson.
So just waiting to get our top 3 here into the waiting room, and then we'll get some interviews done here. But it was again a heck of a race here, and kind of a tale of 2 weather stories here. Has the first one just completely covered in a thick fog, but then it's amazing what 2 minutes of iRacing time will do for the weather. It cleared up immediately, and we got a nice, clean, bright, sunny day for that second race. But we got our top 3 here, and we're going to talk to them here in a second. So we're going to start with our third place finisher here, the 24, Bryce Reiner. We'll just wait till Jimmy gets all set up for the interviews here. But I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in the meantime. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. And want to give also a shout out, as Jimmy mentioned, to the series sponsors here. One of them being 40 Racewear, as they are the makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 sim racing shoes, custom engineered to connect drivers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, while still providing the comfort needed for those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products, including the original racing gloves for your feet. Third place here tonight in race number 2, but top of the boards in race number 1 was the 24 of Bryce Reiner. Bryce, interesting format here, obviously a little bit different than what we typically see you guys out there in the GT series. You guys got 2 races here on Tuesday nights. You take the first one pretty handily. You walk away a little bit, but then obviously with the invert, you start from the back. You have an issue right on the opening lap, but you made one heck of a comeback to try and get up there, and you at least got a podium, but you were close to getting double wins here tonight.
Yeah, it was. It sure is a blast with this new M2 series that we got going on. Coming back for season 2, so it's all big thanks to Jim, Craig, and all the admins that want to try something a little bit different, and I'm all for it. So it's going to be pretty cool to see if we can get more people to come in and all that stuff, and it'll be a heck of a race. But yeah, I felt connected with this track. I think it's just mostly just because Okayama is a pretty fun track, especially if you race it with the GT3s. I think it's super fun, and that's kind of where I learned the track from. So coming into the M2 series, it is much slower than all the other cars, but it is super interesting and super fun. But yeah, I just had a small little mishap there at the start there at the second race, the feature, and just tried to claw my way back and made one little mistake that cost me a pretty big gap, but somehow I reeled that in.
Yeah, I mean that you did. You had a couple of guys, kind of give you help along the way that you didn't have to work on setting up the passes. But I think passing is what's probably the toughest part about this car. Obviously, there's a lot of little nuances that you have to get it down, especially we've seen Jancic having some issues getting into the corner. Certainly, a lot of drivers having some issues getting the power down coming out of the corners. But making a pass here, it's not like this thing necessarily launches off the corner. It's tough to get the power down, and to try and get that run off a corner to get up to somebody to make a pass is pretty difficult in these things.
Yeah, for sure. It is super difficult to even try to maintain the speed or exit with the speed that you want to try to set up the pass into the next corner. So that was all pretty difficult. And they were saying even, Craig and Renan and Frank, I think, it was tough to pass, like you said. I mean, the dirty air, once I got within like a second, I couldn't really maneuver the car into the small braking zones like I have been doing. So it just takes some time to get adjusting to the dirty air just a little bit. And once I got to them, like you said, you can't really pass. So I was just sticking with P3 and tried to make a nice over-under pass with Frank, but just didn't pan out good enough. But all in all, it was a blast racing with these guys again. But we'll be back tomorrow night.
Well, before we get to talking about tomorrow night, take a look at the schedule here. You guys got it's a heck of a schedule, just based on some of the tracks, regards to some new things that you guys are gonna probably may not have seen in this type of car. I mean, you got tracks that kind of make sense for this car, like you got Winton, you got Laguna Seca. But then you got tracks like Gateway Road, which I am not sure how much experience you have on that at all. I know for a few seasons we ran that with the 87 cars and Core, and I'll just say that the drivers weren't exactly happy that was on the schedule. But that's with the 87s. This car is definitely a little bit different. But you got tracks like Spa in there, and I feel like I mean you guys might use the whole 15 minutes going from the source all the way to the end of the Kevin Straight. Yeah. That's going to be a long. I mean, if you can't get it passed on draft at that point, then you just might want to hang it up.
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking at the schedule now since we're talking about it. But yeah, there's a couple tracks that I haven't really touched at all. Like you said, WWT is one of them. And most of the other ones I'm pretty familiar with, but not in this car at all. So it's going to be very interesting, especially with the full course Spa. That'll be very interesting and kind of take up most of the time, to be honest. But I'm excited to see the how it goes and the viewership that we get, or the I shouldn't say that. I should the
turnout.
How many people we get? The turnout. But if it's great, I mean, it'll be great racing for sure.
Well, you mentioned tomorrow night you guys kick off the GT series starting up tomorrow night. What's your outlook on the schedule? Is starting out at Watkins Glen next or tomorrow night, and then Algarve. You got Mugello coming up there, Coda in the schedule, Le Mans. So you guys got some new tracks on the schedule this season. What do you think your outlook's going to be? Is it going to be a little bit of a bounce back season for you?
I sure hope so, Carl. Especially with 2 seasons ago, I've just getting my foot wet in the pro class, so that was all a little bit new to me. Try to gain some speed from those top guys, but last season was phenomenal and finished really well. I think it was like 5th or 7th in points, so great comeback from me. But I'm super excited for some of the tracks besides week 2 and 3. Not really a fan of those 2 tracks, but the Glen, Le Mans is always fun. Sebring, Monza, Imola, all those tracks are going to be super, super fun, and just can't wait to get after it, and we'll see what we can bring to the track.
So I'm sure you have plenty of experience at Watkins Glen. I guess the only question is, are you hoping that 30% chance of rain hits or not?
I don't know. I've been doing some testing today, Carl, and if it's the same as it was in the test session, no spoilers, but it sprinkles in the first 10 minutes. So I don't know. We'll see, but it'll definitely be interesting. Yeah.
I love curveballs up here in the booth for sure. Well, congrats on the win here tonight, the double podium here, getting the 3rd place in the 2nd race. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I just want to give a shout out to you guys for doing this one-off broadcast. It's this series is something new, so I'm glad we got to maybe go watch it back and see how fun it was for you guys to watch it. But appreciate you guys coming out to do that for us. I just want to thank the admins for putting the M2 series back on for season 2. It'll be very interesting, and excited for tomorrow night and every Wednesday night. And want to just thank my sponsors, DSS, Digital Sim Sports, Martin PC, and like I said, all the admins and everybody that make this go around. So can't wait.
All right, Bryce, pleasure talking to you. We'll let you get out of here, start practicing for rain or no rain tomorrow night, and we'll see you out there.
Yeah, thank you.
That is your winner of race number 1, 3rd place of race number 2, the 24 of Bryce Reiner. Now we'll get the man that finished P2 in both races, and that is going to be the 4 of Frank Pisano.
Hey, Frank, Jimmy, and Carlton, Booty Cappy.
Hey guys, how you doing? Good.
Hey, not too bad at all. Hey, great race out there, both for the heat race and the main event here, taking them home. P number 2, obviously a little more of a challenge here in the main event. Hard to start in the back and work your way up through the field, and we're able to walk away maybe with a few easy takeaways as Craig Jancic and Bryce Rayner had some incidents throughout the race, but either way, couldn't quite get around Jim Dutton as he was putting up a battle there and holding you off. But give us a little rundown on how your races were for you here tonight here at Okayama.
I had a gas. Bryce got me. I had the pole position till the last 2 seconds, literally, of qualifying, and Bryce nipped me with 2 seconds to go. But it was a lot of fun. The first heat was just watching Bryce drive away a little bit, but it had fun battling with Craig. It's always I don't get a chance to race with him in the GT3 series much because he's so much faster than I am. But it's fun mixing it up with the guys.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to get out there, have some, like you said, just good old fun. With the car, it's a little more. It's actually a pretty difficult car to tame. I've noticed a lot of little things when I went out there just to kind of test and set up some cameras for tonight's race, and notice how the weight transfer of the car was huge, and throttle input was even bigger, and braking was a little unique since you can't adjust that brake bias like you can the GT3. So definitely had a lot of fun testing it, and a lot of fun watching you out there. So yeah, I think you hit it right there on the nail on the head on this one here. It's just a great ball of fun, and I'm looking forward to maybe seeing you guys back on the track here with these cars again, and maybe even with a larger field. But Just wanted to say congratulations on your great runs here tonight. It was fun watching you out on the track, and give you some time for any thanks that you may have in that beautiful yellow number 4 Buffalo Trace machine.
Yeah, it was fun tonight, and I want to thank Jim Herrick from 40 Racewear and Mardon PC for sponsoring our series, both of our series here. I have a blast hanging out with these guys, and it's been fun.
It's definitely, like you said, it's definitely fun. I appreciate the shout outs, and again, congratulations, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Okay, take care. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, and the 15 and 20-minute races, or 25-minute races, the 4 of Frank Pisano. Last but not least is going to be your winner in the final race here. And I guess first off, Jim, who do you have to thank for your pace out here in the second race? I mean, first race, 15-minute race, and you finished 3 laps down. But you found some pace to actually win this race out front in the second one. I guess really the question is, and we joked about it in the booth, who was actually in the car? I mean, let's be honest here. Who was actually driving the car? I know Colin is, quote unquote, not here tonight. Was he actually here?
So I don't know. I don't know who got fastest lap. Yeah, no, Bryce got fastest lap by 7/10 more than me. What happened was I did a Moza update on the weekend, and it messed with all my settings, and I couldn't get it right for the first race. So I pulled over, switched the stuff out, went back out, tested. It was kind of fine, so I just grid last, and there we go. I can't believe I won, though. That's hilarious.
You say Moza update. I hear I gave Colin Winslow my login information. It's okay. Either way, we understand.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a heck of a run for you in the second race. Let's be honest. I mean, it was not exactly easy. You stepped out maybe a little bit in the beginning, and it seemed like it was going to be a little bit easier. But then Greg Jansen got to second, started reeling the in. Then as soon as you guys started battling a little bit, then Pisano got up there and involved. And then Jancic was able to finally get by you, make a little mistake in the double left-hander. Did you feel like you still had some pace to maybe take the fight back at him yet?
Well, so I don't know that I would have made a move. I was keeping up with him just. So man, that guy's such a good driver. It's so impressive watching him in the GT3s and here as well. But I got lucky. He made a mistake and lost it a little bit. Still ended up 4th, which is pretty good. Yeah, I liked this league. I liked racing these cars because anything can happen, and anything does happen, and the racing is close most of the time. I wish the numbers we got out were a little bit better, but I think that might come with time, and hopefully, we show people this broadcast and my triumphant victory. And we'll go from there.
Well, I mean, it shows that anybody in the field can win. I mean, that's really what it comes down to right there. But I mean, yeah, you mentioned, I mean, that the racing is usually pretty close with these M2's, and it makes those little mistakes just absolutely amplified, and you really have to be on your point because passing is such at a premium that it's so hard to make any kind of passes unless you have a massive run out of a corner or somebody makes a mistake. And sometimes those mistakes, I mean, you've seen Jancic, he was in the lead, looked like he was going to take this thing right to the checker flag, and all of a sudden he makes a mistake and finishes all the way down in 4th. And this was at the end of the race. It wasn't like, on the first lap where you can understand you're losing 2-3 positions. This was towards the end of the race with about 2-3 laps to go, and to lose 3 positions that quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I feel bad for that. He started P6, right? Yeah. So he had a fair bit of battling to do to get up there. I don't know what the other incidents were like in this race, but anyway, it was fun. I'm glad that I have another win under my belt in CSRL in any way, shape, or form, because it's so hard in GT3 to get one. So very happy.
Yeah, we won't put the asterisk there that you sandbagged and you had the Moza update to get the poll for this one. That's okay. We'll leave that off the charts for you. But either way, you get it done here. I mean, it wasn't easy, regardless of how you got it done here. It was not easy holding back those hard charges. I mean, Jancic, obviously, you can't say enough about him. You see what he does in the GT3s, but Pisano was on fire here tonight and running really well Reiner obviously walked away in the first one, and he was right there on your tail. So congrats on a good hard-fought win in this second race here tonight. Who do you give a shout-out to or thanks to?
You guys, first and foremost, for broadcasting this. Thank you very much for taking time out of your schedule to do this, especially since this isn't a regular broadcast for you guys. For the people that were able to show up and race tonight, hopefully we'll see some more people out in subsequent weeks and see some more sign-up. We are open to new drivers. It's a lot of fun. You should do it. And then, girlfriend for being understanding that I am down here doing my hobby and instead of spending time with her. I appreciate you for being understanding, Anna. Thank you very much. Love you. And thank you guys.
All right, buddy. Well, we thank you for the opportunity. It was definitely fun. It gave us a chance to see some new faces out there, and that's one thing that these type of cars, GT4s, M2's, Mazdas, they all usually provide some great tight battles through the field, and it allows some other names that you typically don't see. You may not see in the GT3s that we'll see starting up tomorrow night. Speaking of tomorrow night, GT3 starting up for another season, and once again, thank you for bringing us on board for yet another season here to cover you for the GT3 series. What what kind of things are what's your outlook for the season? I know you may not be able to get a chance to run as much with these guys, but you got a pretty fun little schedule, and maybe starting off with a little bit of raindrops in the race number 1 tomorrow night.
Yeah, so we set it up so that there are 2 races with possibility of rain when we're doing a 10 race season like we are this time around. We are doing a 10 race season this time around. We have 50 people signed up as of right now, which is great. Usually we top out around 58 or 59 mid-season type deal. We should see, I'm thinking probably anywhere between 29 and 34 cars tomorrow. We'll see how accurate I am with that. It should be a lot of fun. We have more M's than we do pros right now. So that's a bit of a change because we were last season AMs were at a bit of a premium, and this season that doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. That league has been very, very successful, and I'm glad that I've been able to put it on as long as I have.
Yeah, it's one thing to have a series, kind of run through 1 or 2 or 3 seasons, but once you get into the double digits, you know that it's been a success for quite some time, and you guys have been, doing it very well. I mean, you have a good mix of drivers, and that's really what it comes down to. That's kind of your bread and butter. You need a good core of drivers. I know we kind of, I always talk about what we have over there in core, but that's really what you need. You need a core of drivers that not only put on good racing on the track, but back you up when it comes to setting up these new schedules, when it comes to making discussions about rule changes or anything like that. It's having the right people in the right places, and then all the other drivers that kind of sprinkle in there. It just takes one rotten egg to kind of spoil everything, and you guys really haven't had any of that, and it's really nice to see that. There's very few times where you look at the Discord and there's any kind of, well, quote unquote Discord going on in there. So it's you got a good product, and it makes the recruiting process that much easier, because guys will easily want to recommend it, just like we do to everybody out there. So again, if there's anyone out there looking for a GT3 series coming up, get ready, because tomorrow night it kicks off for CSRL. So, Jim, before we let you go, excuse me, as I lose my voice here, anybody else you wanna give a shout out to, or let us know anything about this upcoming season for the M2 series or GT3?
So We are looking for drivers for both series. I would definitely like to thank the admins that are helping me put this on for sure. Craig and Rannon has definitely stepped up. Bill Burrell is new for this season, and he's eager and willing to help out wherever he can. So thank you very much, Bill. I appreciate you, bud. And Rich Petruccio too. Colin's going to be available in a bit of a lesser capacity this year. He got a promotion at work, so he's going to be super busy with that. But yeah, it's you know, it's going to be a good season. I'm looking forward to racing as much as I possibly can, and watching the races that I can't make while I do cardio, because I need to get back on the treadmill. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a whole nother discussion. Discussion there, but we'll see. We'll see what the joining the admin ranks does for Bill Burrell, because obviously you got Craig is an admin. He's got championships. You have championships yourself. Renan De Lima's got his AM championship. So you never know. Maybe being an admin will help Burrell get his championship in the AM class this season and step up here a little bit. But either way, once again, want to thank you for letting us get this one off here for you for the start of your second M2 season here on Tuesday nights. And again, thanks for everything that you've done for us, for letting us cover your Wednesday night GT3 series. Looking for that starting up tomorrow night again. Watkins Glen. Maybe rain, maybe not. You're going to have to tune in to find out. But for myself and Jimmy here at the Okayama International Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me f***ed up. Let me show you what's up, cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I'll take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.